I need your help in the second half as well. Just before we bring our wonderful guests back on, though, we thought we'd just share a story or two about our sort of careers and that. And I sort of go back to Wimbledon, which is obviously the job I I seem to be there forever, and I was there even pre the rooms, you know, when Des Lynam left and I took over, and then we had to fill where there were no rooms over Central Court #1, and I would spend hours watching no tennis, just interviewing whoever seemed to walk past the studio. And one day it was raining, the play had been called off, but we had to fill for another half an hour to get to the 6 o'clock news, but we'd run out of guests. So we put a VT on for 20 minutes, they said, we've got to have 10 minutes at the end of the programme to get to 6 o'clock news. We need a big guest, really big guest. And someone came up with an idea, well, we haven't got any players, but let's see who's in the Royal Box. They scanned through the Royal Box names, and suddenly he said, Piers Brosnan. Yeah. I thought, oh, yes, please. 10 minutes gave you the Piers Brosnans for the 6 o'clock news. Lovely. So anyway, he agreed to come on, but they said, you've got to be quick, you've got to run up to the studio through the rain and it was humid. And so he came running up, he was really out of breath and he was sweating like this. And I said, take your time, just sit down, we've got another couple of minutes of the VT. And someone came and tried to pat him down, but he was still sweating anyway. I said, don't worry about it, we'll be fine, we've only got 10 minutes. So we started chatting, I was talking about Remington Steele, James Bond, all these things, the rain, and talking about everything. And he just kept sweating, and they just said, we're going to quickly go to a VT so that makeup can come in and look after Piers. So we went to that, makeup came in, and handed him some tissues, so he quickly dabbed himself down. And as I turned back to look at him, he had all these white little tissue baby bits all over his face. So I said, Piers, you've got some tissue, maybe you want to do it a bit more like that. Made it even worse. And we only had about 2 minutes to go, and he was really struggling, and then his head hit the desk. And he just said, Sue, can I go please, I'm dying. And I don't know why I said it, I'm not proud of myself, I regret it every day, but I said, Piers, die another day. It got on the papers the next day for one of the worst links ever. But Piers Brosnan was my absolute hero, and since then he's never been back in the Royal Box. I don't think he's ever come back to Wimbledon, but he was my absolute hero. So that's my little story. What about you, Jules? What are you going to share?
Well, I think people would maybe expect me to tell a few sort of rugby stories and great games and all the rest of it, but I'm very mindful of the audience, not all about England rugby. There's Welsh fans and Scots fans and Ireland fans. So I thought, what about that story about when the game's finished, the party, the good times, and what it's like to party when you've won the big trophies. How big are those parties? Well, none bigger than when you've won the World Cup on a Saturday night and you don't fly home from Australia till Tuesday. Two unbelievable nights out in Sydney. Straight after the game, met up with friends and family, and you can imagine very emotional, but being wanted to relax and chill out, have a few drinks, and ended up at a brilliant bar in Darling Harbour in Sydney called the Cargo Bar. Brilliant night, went till dawn, we all got back to the hotel, some of the lads were kicked out the back of police wagons at 11 o'clock in the morning, straight into a brunch, straight into a late lunch, straight into dinner. It was just like ongoing, booze, great parties. We ended up back in the Cargo Bar in Darling Harbour. Before you knew it, the place is bouncing. Hundreds of people in this club, in the England team, strolling, absolutely kicking up on the balcony. Then this DJ mixing all these brilliant tunes, and this gorgeous woman playing this saxophone, looking so amazing, this hunky fella playing the bongo drums, but the bongo drums they didn't sound that good. And then you sort of look through the lights a little bit, and on the bongo drums was Prince Harry. I take the limelight away from us? It's not right, it's all right. Anyway, a couple of lads started to get antsy at this, and we're a bit like, well, who does he think he is? This is our night. Anyway, the guy leading this little rebel group was Mike Timber. 14th in line to the throne. Well, probably 13th now, isn't he? He's like, right. When he comes down, let's get stuck into it. Are you sure? He goes, yeah, come on, let's get stuck into it. So Harry wanders down and bowls over to the group. Now, did you see me on the drums? Anyway, Tyndall and a few of us have like piled into Prince Harry. Security and Secret Service are like coming out of the floorboards and off the ceilings and like holding us all and pulling us all off. No, it's always all calming down, no problem. Just before we got actually kicked out, like, no, that's fine. As we get towards the doors open, in walk the whole Australian team that we had beaten 2 days before. Right? And that is the beauty, particularly the beauty of rugby. You get 2 teams, doesn't matter where you are in the world, playing big games. Even in the World Cup final, the 2 teams meet in a bar, sit down and get stuck into a load of stories and news. I mean, it was just the most surreal moment. I found myself at the bar with George Gregan, who was the Australian scrum half and captain that I played for many years and times against. And we're just like, we're hammered. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, we're absolutely battered. I'm like, come on, George, let's get some drinks for the boys. George's like, yeah, I'm going to get some Zambucas. I'll get some tequilas. Go on, mate, give us 30 Zambucas, because that's what we needed at 4 o'clock in the morning. 30 Zambucas and 30 tequilas. So I'm pouring all these drinks and clattering around. On my right hand side is an England fan in his England shirt, fast asleep on the bar. Fast asleep. Snoring away. We're clattering about, talking to George, and then he sort of wakes up, turns to me and goes, stand up. This is unbelievable! Oh, it's the greatest weekend of my life. I can't believe it. Now I've seen yours at the game. I know I've seen you. This is unbelievable. Please let me buy you a drink. Hey, you have had plenty. Just relax yourself. You okay? Just sit yourself there. Just please look up. No! Don't you let me buy you a drink. My mates will never ever forgive me if I do not buy you a drink. Oh, George Gregan! Oh, George Gregan! Let me buy you a drink as well! Well, mate, relax. George. There you go. George handed in one of the Zambucas. Whacked his Zambuca back. No problem whatsoever. I'm like, fair enough, all in. There you go, there's a tequila. Oh, this is God, I can't believe what's going on. It's so emotional, this is awesome. Doors. Thank you so much for making my weekend. This is brilliant. I'll see you tomorrow. And I looked at George and I said, I don't know what he's talking about. I said, mate, what do you mean I'll see you tomorrow? He said, I'm flying you home. Fun times down under. Come on, Phil, you've had loads of good times down under.
Yes, well, mainly about New Zealand, and I touched upon it earlier on about the England scene. Brendan Cullen's kept his job, and I'm glad in a way, because a couple of years ago, he's a great man, and a couple of years ago I went over to New Zealand, first time I'd ever met him, to do like a golf tour of New Zealand, and very excited about it. I haven't met him before, so I wanted to impress him. Because he's quite sort of a tough guy and everything like that. And we were playing at these wonderful golf courses. And at the end of every game, whoever had lost as part of the show had to do a forfeit. And it wasn't just like buying a round of drinks at the bar or something. It was a little bit of a ticklish forfeit. But I wanted to really sort of like show that I was tough, as this clip shows.
Just take me back to the Sky Terrier then, right? You're up on that
Yeah.
ledge, close down to the bottom.
Yeah.
You're up on that ledge. What were you feeling? Just, you said you felt a sense of calmness coming.
Yeah, I mean, I just got in the zone, you know, I'm good at that. Oh my word. I'm quite a great fella. I mean, everyone sort of thinks, you know, bit of a scaredy cat. Okay, it was a bit ticklish, a little bit on the way up.
I think you're handling yourself well.
Absolutely. I just got into that zone. Oh, I can't go down, I'm sorry, I can't go down. Man, your legs are attached. I'm sure I'm attached. Man, you sure I'm attached? Come with me, love. Just, bring it on. And, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Oh, boy, I love you, baby.
Heart rate, you think you've been
I'm quite good at leading. No, I think I'm quite good at blurring.
see like a smoke.
Yeah. Things like that, they don't faze me at all. I thought I was sick. I don't wait for it though, is that kind of hope? I love it, kind of.
Anyway, we're ready for the second half of our quiz, so please welcome back our